Next, Michael Lazier is the president and CEO of the National Home Builders Research Center. They're the big brains behind all this stuff, and he has something he'd like to do and has a presentation to make.
Thank you very much, Mayor. I want to take one step back. I know it's cold, but I really want to put a marker on the significance of this accomplishment and do two things. One, I'm going to tell you about the Research Center. The Research Center is a wholly owned subsidiary of NEHB. We are not a trade association. NEHB is a membership organization. I don't have members, I have clients. We're a for-profit business. We've been in, for nearly 50 years, the product testing, evaluation, and certification business. We've certified hundreds and thousands of products, all of which that go into a home. Our objective is to use free market forces to improve the quality, durability, environmental performance, and affordability of housing by removing barriers to innovation. We believe that it is best done in pursuit of the profit motive rather than in form of band-aids. It was incredible to hear the sophistication in this community. I must admit, I'm an East Coast guy and I don't know much about Albuquerque, though I'm not real impressed with your weather. But I'll come back and give you and that's important that we are proudly owned by a membership organization, but the membership organization has nothing to do with the management of our business. We are independent. I'm accountable to third parties, the accreditation agencies that make sure that anytime my mark goes on a product, that's my promise to the consumer that the applicable standards have been met. To allow my mark to go on a product that doesn't earn it will be a breach of my fiduciary obligation and a fireable offense. So we take it very seriously. That's really important to know. Second point, it's important to know the ANSI standard to which Paul Allen Homes is building to is the most credible, legitimate, and rigorous green building standard that exists on the face of the globe. There was a consensus committee put together of 42 people, professionals, building scientists, environmental community, government officials. Of those 42, there were 3 builders. This is not a builder standard. This is a building scientist standard, which is why you hear scientists attesting to the quality of the homes it's built under it. The ANSI process is a totally open, transparent process. We took 18 months to write the standard. We received 1,500 written comments. Every written comment got a written response from the committee as to how their comment was disposed of, whether it was accepted or not. There was an appeals process. So everything is done in the light of day. We all know what it is. Finally, as the certification agent, I am responsible to make sure that everything Rex or any other client claims they've done, they've actually done. Here's where we set ourselves apart, I think. We take no word of mouth or documentation as proof of anything. Our verifiers have to see it. If they don't see it, you don't get credit for it. It's that simple. We know in building science that a small little detail that is not taken care of can really undermine the performance of the home. We can see the glam and the glitz and the countertops, but it's what goes on behind the walls if it's not done right means that will not be a comfortable home to live in. Okay, so that's really important. Now to the significance of the accomplishment. Paul Allen Homes is building to the highest standard, and he's building at just about the highest performance level, the gold level under it. In fact, when we went back and looked at our database, we're certifying thousands of homes all across the country. We found out that in your community here, you have the greatest number of gold certified homes that exist in the United States. And they're done. So with that, we sat down with our team and said, we need to recognize this accomplishment and set this as the benchmark for all of our clients to achieve in the future. And it is with that that I'm proud to tell you that Paul Allen Homes has been awarded the first Builder Partner of the Year Award for 2011 for the greatest number of gold certified homes that exist in the nation.
First of all, I appreciate you all coming out today on our first day of spring and enjoying this with us. I heard my name a lot today and say Rex this and Rex that. I work with amazing people. I work with a bunch of overachievers. Rich Murphy's my superintendent. He's fabulous. Sherry Repahowski's worked with me for 10 years. She's brilliant. Robert Lupton's been with me for over 10 years. He's extraordinary. Bob Whelan's worked for me for 25 years. Bob does anything I need him to do. So this isn't about me, it's about my group. I'm fortunate to be able to do this. I want to thank Mayor Barry for coming out. I'm a little emotional about this. It feels very validating to know that you can do some things that really make an impact on people's lives. And that's what we're doing with these homes. When we see people like Gary come in and say, I got an electric bill from P&M and they paid me $4. That's awesome. That's great. When we look at our homes and we know our average heating bill is under $100 a year, not a month, a year. Our cooling bill is under $100 a year. That's amazing to do that. Without Mike Lazier's organization to be able to give us the details, and Steve Hale that's showing us the engineered standards and the abilities to understand these paths and how to do this and comprehensively design these houses so they would work this way, we would have never thought about that. My daughter Allie and my other daughter Cassie were the ones that inspired me to build greenhouses. That's why I sent them to college. The tradesmen that are in here that help build these houses, my framers and the electricians, the roofers, the stucco guys, these guys all met with us when we started and said, we've got to do something different because the housing business is in trouble. And so we tied our boats together and we got across the river. And these guys learned to do things differently. And it wasn't, God, we can't do that. It's, what do we need to do to be better? What do we need to do to make people want what we could build? Every one of those guys did that with us. And they're all still working with us today. The financial institutions that help me, the U.S. New Mexico Federal Credit Union has been instrumental in helping us with construction loans and with permanent loans. Washington Federal Bank sat back when we first started here, and I talked to their regional president, told him I wanted to build green homes. He thought I was crazy. It's just that I owed him so much money, he had to loan it to me. It's worked out great. They've been a fabulous partner with us. Sunrise Bank has been extraordinary in helping us with all the things we need to do. These guys didn't cut and run. They backed us and helped us all along the way. The City of Albuquerque and Mayor Barry and the Green Path program that Steve Hale talked about has been excellent. It's amazing. Planning Director Debbie Stover and Matt Conrad, the Assistant Planning Director. Whenever I have a problem with the city, and it's not very often, but when I do, I can contact these folks. They'll meet me, they'll talk with us, they help us. Government here in a collaboration between government, private enterprise, banking, etc. has been just wonderful. And the last group of people that I'd like to thank today are my homeowners that showed up here, and there's a bunch of them. And we have the best, honest to God, best homeowners in the world. They come here every day and talk with us, hang out with us, and tell us about their homes. And it really makes coming to work really special. So I want to thank you all for that. Lastly, we have tamales and ice cream inside for you to enjoy, so I'd like you to do that. And then across the street, we have the engineers that have some of their testing set up, so if you want to go look at the house at the garage, they can show you how they actually testify and certify these homes, and they can explain any of those things to you. Thanks again very much.